Most of you are probably wondering, how did love conquer racism?
So if you've been watching our series on us as an interracial couple, you've been following the story of how, you know, our families reacted and that kind of thing. And now my dad specifically was just like, no, this is not happening.
And by the way, love you, Dad. I know we painted you out to be some kind of villain. He's not a villain at all, but you're going to find
really
out.
Not. Long story short, I come home, I'm like, yeah, Mark's the one. My mum is absolutely happy about this, by the way. She loves Mark.
I mean, to be fair, I was at the house. I ran the house like 1,000 times over with Mum. She would pick me up, drop me off, and all sorts of stuff.
She absolutely loved him.
You know.
And my dad's blood was just boiling because he just couldn't understand how we were going to be together. And he, unfortunately, what happened is that even though he was saved, this is a trial that came up that he didn't know that was still there because of obviously his grandmother has put this in his mind that if you're mixed race, you should marry mixed race or white. You shouldn't marry a black person.
What was that line that you used?
If you're black, stay back, and if you're white, it's all right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
This is what Bethel was fed growing up.
That's
really interesting.
Growing up.
Yeah,
so for him, he was like struggling as well. He was struggling because he was thinking, I'm a Christian. Why am I feeling these things? And why am I thinking these things?
He definitely had internal conflict.
He had major conflict. And he was like, why? Because
my dad was one of his best friends. And
yeah.
So it just so happened that now we're talking about getting married, and he's like, why do I feel this way inside?
It feels so wrong. Anywho, if you've watched the video of how we met, I talked about how like Mark wanted to get married to me and stuff like that. We thought it was my dad who was the one who was hesitating and wasn't giving us his blessing because he didn't. He didn't. When I said, oh, I love Mark and stuff, my dad was like, well, I'm not giving my blessing. I'm sorry, I'm not happy about it. Yeah. Go to America and go and find someone else. And I was like, he's like, oh, the world is your oyster. You could find anyone.
Well, I did actually know, you didn't tell me that part about go to America and find somebody else. Uh-oh, this is interesting.
Ding, ding, ding.
Dun, dun, dun. Just learning something new there. Wow, it's the stuff you find out live on YouTube. 11 years later.
Well, he kind of did. He was like, well, you're going to America, so, you know, go to other churches and go and explore your horizons. And that's when I said, if you watched the video before, about...
no wonder why Bethel was a little bit aloof.
I was not aloof in America. I told
sense.
My dad straight. I was like, Dad, I'm not going to go and find anybody else. Mark is the one.
I'm only joking, by the way, she wasn't.
Yeah, I was like, Mark is the one. I'm not going to go find anybody else in America. It's just not going to happen.
Oh, Bethel, thank you.
What happened was, when I came back from America to surprise you at Christmas, I came back with the intention that we need to be announced at church, and I want to enter into a proper courtship because he didn't stop us from being friends. That was at least one good thing. To his demise,
well, to be fair, we'd always been friends, so there's not much really stopping that could really take place.
Yeah, he didn't stop us. He's like, yeah, you can still talk to him, but you can't be in a relationship. So we were still like kind of in limbo. We weren't allowed to be in a relationship because my dad wasn't happy, and we weren't going to get married without my dad's blessing because, you know, we believe in getting the dad's blessing and stuff like that.
I think it's really important.
Yeah, it is really important.
It builds a really good foundation for your marriage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, why not?
So we're just waiting. And then, so his dad comes up with this plan to go and talk to my dad. Oh my gosh. It was just
dad, Mr. Cupid McDoug.
Oh. So anyway, we went out. Me, Mark, my mom, and my sister went out, right? And my dad was home alone. And he was like, why is Doug coming to my house? What is he coming to do? And we're like, I don't know. He's coming to go shopping and, you know, and anyway, so we went out and we didn't know what his dad had said to him. But when we got home, you know, my dad has this face, like when something's really bothering him, he has this like really serious face, you know. So he had this like really serious face and we're like, oh, this is finished. We're going to hear the end of this today. And then like Mark and his dad were now about to leave, and you know, he's like, okay guys, you know, before you go, I just want to say something. And he's got this really heavy, like, you know, heaviness about him. Just like, you know,
it looked like the kind of heroic speech, you know, in a movie, you know, there's a dramatic pause and everything goes quiet. And
it was literally
still.
like that. Everyone was sitting there.
Whatever.
Like, he was like, right,
Bethel and Mark.
Yeah, that's exactly how he's like, Bethel and Mark. You know, I've been struggling with this for a while, and
well, it's so formal as well because we had to come around, we had to come and sit down, and then, you know, he was looking at both of us, and it was that kind of a conversation.
And he's like, but you know, brother Dad came here to talk to me, and you know, what did he say first of all? He goes, well, I was praying earlier, and God showed me that. He said flowers, and then when I thought about flowers, I thought actually
variety
in God's garden. Actually, there's so many different colors of flowers and types of flowers. So And then he thought my brother is with a girl who's half Syrian. My sister is with an Irishman. And so he's like, so if Bethel's with a full black man, then what's the problem really?
Well, a Christian.
Yeah. We'll have a variety in our family. And that's what he was thinking. And then when Brother Doug came, his dad came over, he goes to him, well, you know, when Moses chose to marry Zipporah, so I don't know if any of you know, but Moses' wife was actually Ethiopian. And so that was outside of the Israeli
normal Israeli tribe, yeah.
Yeah, and that was not allowed at the time. They were not allowed to marry outside of Israel.
But that's what God had asked him to do.
That's what God asked him to do. And Moses was a prophet. And so imagine that. So his brother and sister did not approve of his black wife. He was like...
And they got cursed, didn't they?
Yeah, they got... Well...
I could tell you were going to leave that part out. But
Miriam unfortunately got leprosy after she made some comments about Moses' wife.
Yeah.
So my dad was just like, oh yeah, you know,
I don't want to stand in the way.
I don't want to stand in the way, and you know, I don't want to get leprosy. Basically, nah. He was just like, nah. If God has ordained it for you guys to be together, then who am I to stand in the way? And
I think interestingly, after he said that,
he said, lifted. I give you my blessing.
I give you my blessing, and then something lifted. You could feel the atmosphere.
He literally just went from like this really somber to like this
pure joy,
really happy face, and we were just like, stuck. My mom, everyone was like, is this really happening? And after like a minute, you know, there's a minute silence. Like,
I think what was interesting for Bethel and the rest of the family, because obviously this is something that they'd lived in for many, many years. Yeah. And so that pause is all about, like, it was a moment where there was a change in history. It was literally the books being rewritten.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is a new order going forward.
And now my dad absolutely loves Mark. Like, loves him.
Hey, what's not to love about this guy?
Oh,
no, I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
But guys, you know, the issues in our interracial marriage didn't end there. We had some weird encounters during our relationship, and I don't think that they're gonna ever end, to be honest. I think we're gonna go through life having experiences.
Yeah.
And we will tell you about them in our next video.
The 5 surprising encounters we've experienced as an interracial couple.